Welcome again, friends, family, loved ones, too.
The booth.
I was kind of lacking in videos this last weekend, so I'm going to jump right into it. It was because of a wedding. So during these unsure times, I'm not going to say the word because I can't get monetized. You know what I'm saying? I actually had a wedding to go to this Sunday. And so before going in, I was a bit skeptical because I thought, how are they going to manage this? How do you host a wedding at all during these times? So it was a bit of a situation where we got there. I brought my mask, disinfected on the way in. They did the fever thing. And so they did the scan. And I went and I sat down. It was a little cozy wedding, actually. It was nice because they could only invite 50 people. So they actually only had half of the ballroom. And so it was actually nice and cozy. It was a different feel. I actually enjoyed it. I realized I'm not inviting fucking anybody to my wedding. That's assuming I actually get there. But yeah, so as we went to a table, we noticed there were only four seats. Now, we're a family of six in total. And so, I went over to one of the workers there, the servants, and I was like, listen, man, can we have some extra seats for this table? And he said, no, there can only be four people per table. That's the law. And I told him, but we're all from the same household. And he said, it doesn't matter. You only have to be four by law. And he would hear none of it. Now, I know that people all have their opinions about the current situation and about the laws, and everybody gets upset. Oh, I want my freedom. Oh, no. If you guys say people will die, so you should close your business forever. There's sides to both of this, okay? But we can be responsible about what we're doing. That's something I like to assume. I like to give people faith. I like to put faith in other human beings that they'd be somewhat responsible. That may be wrong, but essentially, we can kind of map this out. So, if we were a family of six and we're not allowed to all of us sit at the same table despite being from the same household, that means that we have to split up to other tables. Let me tell you something about a lot of families is that they're not max four people like the, high end uh it's not that typical copy paste suburbia family where it's like, this is my wife, Janine, and these are my two kids. One happens to be a boy, and the other happens to be a girl. We kept getting rid of them till we got a nice little, mix and match. Oh, my son, he just jerks off at the socks, and my daughter fucking hates my guts. This is a wonderful little family we have here. Most families are not that for configuration. I would for some reason, personally, I don't believe it's like that. I have no evidence. It's all anecdotal. So essentially, what you've done, what you've created, is you force people to spread out to different tables and sit down with people who likely they also got split up to different tables so they can all mix and match. So now I know what a lot of people are saying. You shouldn't have gone to the wedding in the first place. Well, let me tell you something. If you wanted to have a wedding, there is ways you can do it. And frankly speaking, if people were coming from the same household and they decided to sit at the same table, that would make sense. How would you enforce the same household thing? No, I'm pretty fucking stupid. But either way, what I'm noticing is that this law of max four people somehow makes things worse because once you sit at the table, you could take your mask off. There's no disinfectant at the table. You can kiss the person next to you. You can give them a little, but yeah, it's strange. It just didn't make sense as a lot to me. Funny story about this wedding as an aside. For Kurdish people, we have this dance. Everybody gets in a little circle and they just go forward and back, okay, as they go in a circle. Now, the thing is, this might seem simple. To me, it's the hardest fucking thing in the world. I get so confused. People will like run into fucking tables, and then the whole line has to drag across the table, just dragging along. You'll look down to try and like match your footwork to the person next to you, but they're also mixed up, so it ruins everyone after. Typically, that's me. I'm the one ruining it for everyone, but it's because I look forward and I just see a bunch of women with no shoes on, like just barefoot doing the dance. I'm like, what the fuck? And so in that moment, I get confused, and that happens. And guess what? You have to hold hands while you do this. So in these current times, it makes it even better because it's like everybody disinfect once you get into the building, and then y'all can hold hands, and nobody gives a fuck, and also go out to all these tables. But Maximum 4 people at the tables. Can't have more than that. Funny enough, talking about dancing, the bride actually ended up being next to me during that dance, and I was so bad that her and the groom actually moved to a different part in the line. And even another person, it was a female. The person next to me left. I went to do the hand holding thing, and she just straight up grabbed her dress, didn't even look at me. Didn't She was like, "Bitch, you're not getting any of this fucking hand holding with those moist ass hands. Get those moist ass chimp hairy ass hands the fuck out of here. Get those Joe Rogan meaty claws out my fucking face, bitch." Yeah, I don't like that dance. It's a bit strange. I understand the struggle. I understand people want to still do the events in their lives. They want to do a wedding now. They don't want to postpone it for later. I understand all of those things. But yeah, that was kind of silly. That stuff that we went through. And to be honest, these are some silly times. I wouldn't even call them strange. I just call them silly. Feels as though we're just gonna look back. We're gonna be like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, right. There was an election too.
Yeah, spill a little pain on the backdrop. Nowadays the words feel like chalk on the blacktop. Cause when it rains, they're gone, it's invisible.